You said so many powerful things throughout that, and just want to go back to one quick thing when you said the
Yeah, for sure, man.
the unconditional love that she showed you,
Hmm.
throughout some of your mishaps. But prior to that, have you ever experienced unconditional love?
I mean, from my parents, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess, I was the middle child, but I was kind of the problem child. So, I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but
What about from a woman? What woman
from
has?
a woman, from a woman like in a relationship sense,
Right?
yeah, no. Never.
Yeah.
Not once.
If you had to put yourself in her shoes, what do you believe was the reason that she stuck with you?
Well, I know that she was praying a lot at the time, getting into her Bible at the time, and even going as far as writing down verses. And I do think that it was largely because of God. I think he works things out for good, for those who believe. But also, we do have a family together. We have 6 kids. At the time, we had a couple. Part of it might have been she wanted to keep our family together. My first child is a child that she had from a previous relationship, so she already had a broken home in that area. So, she probably didn't want that to happen again. There's a lot of reasons that could have added up to it, but ultimately, if it was anybody else dealing with what I put her through, I feel like they would have been gone.
Man, we both are believers, and
Yeah.
I fully believe that God is leading you, and also for me. But there may be somebody watching this right now that's like, man, all this guy stuff got to go, man. Like,
Yeah.
if they was in your shoes, like, man, nah, I'm gone. I ain't having this
Right.
conversation. Help
Right.
them.
Well, I'm sorry. I
No,
was gonna
go ahead,
say
go ahead.
aside from the whole God aspect, it boils down to just how much is the other person worth to you? For me, my wife is worth everything to me. Flat out, I cannot deny that to myself. Never close to any other woman, or never this close to any other woman. Like, I can't even put it in the same category. I just know. I don't know. People think that I'm crazy for staying with, you know, a woman who was cheating on me for 2 years with a guy, and she was lying every step of the way. Still coming home to me, but then she'd have periods where she didn't come home here and there, or she would say she's staying at a friend's house, and then I'd find out she was over at his house. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and people will look at me and be like, "Dude, you're crazy." But I'm like, I don't know, man. I love this girl, and she was going through a rough patch, and I've been there too. You know what I mean? It was hard to hang on. There was a point where I did start to step away and started to speak to another girl and even met up with her. I was just trying to get her attention, basically. I wasn't really that interested. I was just like, I thought I was convincing myself that I was, but I knew in my heart that I was just trying to shake my wife back into reality and realize that keep messing up and I'm not going to be here. I'm not saying that I never would have left. Obviously, if it kept going on, there's no staying. There's no staying. I don't think that I would have gone through all the process of the divorce and everything myself, because, like I said, like I felt on my heart that I wasn't supposed to. But, if she wanted that, I would have said, I don't think we should do this, but if this is what you want, let's go ahead and do it. I don't know. It's just something. I feel like it really boils down to just how much is the person worth to you. It's like every situation is different. Like, I know more about her life growing up, and let me just like paint this picture for you. Like, her life growing up, her mom left. Well, maybe I shouldn't put them on blast too much, but her mom, let's just say her mom dipped when she was real little, and so did her dad. And then her family just kind of passed her around her whole life. So she's had no real stability. And a lot of times they'd pass her around when she would get to be too much, you know? So aside from the God aspect, I felt like I might be the only person in her life that will stay when she gets to be too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so that was a big part of it too.
Yeah, man. Seeing that, history, not wanting it to repeat itself, I mean, and wanted to be that stability in her life. That totally makes sense. But I love how you put, man, worth everything to me. She was worth everything to me. Now,
Yeah.
on the show, I try to play devil's advocate because
Right.
although I may be with you and following you, there may be someone that's watching that may say, well, if she was that worth to you, then you shouldn't have did all the things you did. To that
Right.
person, you say what?
To that person, I say I didn't know what she was worth at the time. And I definitely didn't treat her like she was worth how much she is worth. um I was blind. I was blind to it. I was a dumb kid, you know? I was a dumb kid who got into a marriage fast. I didn't know what I had. I don't think I knew what real love was by any means. So yeah, I just continue to be a self-serving person. You know, when you're married, that is your job is to serve each other. It's a balance. It's both parties trying to give 100%, 100% of the time. And I wasn't doing that in the beginning by any means because I I didn't have any idea what marriage was supposed to be. I mean, I saw my father and my mother, and they were great. My dad was great to my mom growing up, but I still didn't fully understand what real love was, and that was my downfall. And I think it was probably because I had so many partners at such a young age, and into my adulthood, and I think that just kind of made me lose sight of, what I saw my parents have, and it was just more so about me. I was not a good person.